It's the 18th of February, 2023, and this is my second time of doing this. I had the entire video filmed, and all of a sudden, the computer went dark. I was doing the file transfer, and all of a sudden, boom, gone. So I must have said something that ticked off somebody, because I know Big Brother's watching. I want to remind everybody that this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm a clairaudient, so I see and hear things. And what I talk about is for your entertainment purposes only. So the full disclaimer is down in the box. If you want a private reading, shoot me an email. I get back to people within 24 hours. Because I'm not monetized yet, upon the suggestion of a friend, I have put in a tip jar. Okay, and so please, when I start talking, I do pick up stuff that some people may not, that is not in my notes. And I will jump around from topic to topic. So please watch till the end, and because I'm cautious as to what I'm saying, I do speak slower. And so if you want to speed it up to like 1.25 or 150, that's fine with me. And if you want to subscribe, click the red boots that's in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. I've been noticing that my numbers have been jumping between 298 and 308 for the past week or so. So I don't know if it's people clicking like and dislike, yada, yada. So I'm like, if they're people just looking for stuff about the British royal family, it's mixed in with everything else pertaining to current events. Okay, so deal with it. You have to listen through it all to get everything you want to hear about. Okay, here we go with my notes again. Let's see what happens. Hopefully this one won't get kabooted like the last one did. I do want to give a shout out to one of the other ladies. Creator. I mean, I really enjoy her videos, but I have to tell her that her little fur baby co-host, Otis, he steals the show every time. And I'd like to send cyber huggle snuggles out to Mr. Otis. He is just, he's the bomb. He's the perfect co-host. And yeah, and on something she said, I know the dastardly duo's behavior. I think if they're going to come over for the coronation, Charles may want to get a hold of Tiggy, or even go back as far back to Barbara. Get the nannies and have the nannies babysit the two children. And I'm not talking the ones under the age of 5. I'm talking the 2 that get married. They're acting like babies. They're acting like children. So I think they do need nannies with them to keep them out of trouble. So just my opinion. I see them with, if they're there, they're going to have somebody like attached to Velcro to them to monitor all their behavior. Yeah, they're going to be strictly monitored. No privacy for them. Wouldn't surprise me if they were in 2 bedrooms, so they could be monitored by separate people. And because of that, that's why they had to add to the counselors of state. I mean, well, he doesn't want to be a working royal, so he can't be called up to cover for something when KC3 is not available. Yeah, William and Kate are available, and so is Camilla, but they can't do it all. So yeah, Anne, the Princess Royal, has been a great asset to the royal family. So she's wonderful. So is the Earl and Countess of Wessex. People are talking about the second son, the Duke of York. Well, yeah, he's no longer doing official in public royal work. People forget, and they need to go back to some of my earlier videos where I go on about this. He's military. he never really left government service. So now that he's no longer has to do all the dignitary stuff and appear at this function and that function, he's able to kind of lay low, go do some stuff. And every time I do focus on him, I see him like in the tuxedo with the cocktail shaker, kind of like in the James Bond mode. So he's working behind the scenes a lot. And I don't want to cause trouble, so think Andrew James Bond. Yeah, that's why I keep getting on him. And some other people have been contacting me about the train crashes. Well, I guess there's the big one that was happened in Ohio, one supposedly in Arizona, and then Texas. Find out the point of origin of that train that released all that icky stuff into the air, and the train that, like Eastern Ohio, that icky stuff went into the air. That's also going into Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Go for the point of origin and pull the CCTV footage from everything that's within like a mile radius of wherever that train has been, where it started and going eastward, because something will be discovered on that. People are going to have to push for that, especially those Ohio residents. They want to find out where was the origin of that train, where did the product that leaked out get loaded on. Let's see the surveillance security footage. And don't put any faith into Pete Buttigieg. I mean, he's upset because this has interrupted his paternity leave. He just adopted a kid, so he's more interested in promoting his lifestyle and the fact that he adopted a kid. He thinks this isn't doing his job as an interference. I mean, he ticked off a couple boxes. That's the only reason he's in there. The guy doesn't even know what a DOT handbook is, let alone a driver's log. And this brings up something that people need to pay attention to. Hollywood has been spilling the beans about events about to happen for decades. I mean, total decades. So go back and check out the movie White Noise. It's about a train crash that releases something. So watch it. Compare the notes. They basically did a test run in the movie. One movie that was banned ages ago, Manchurian Candidate. The guy was walking around under hypnosis, doing things. Maybe the guy who is supposed to be residing on Pennsylvania Avenue is walking around under hypnosis, not knowing what he's doing. He bumbles around like a complete fool. But yeah, and then take a look at all the Star Trek movies and TV shows and a lot of the things. X-Files, I mean, my gosh, they were revealing stuff right, left, 8 ways to Center on that TV show. And some of these other TV shows that only had 1 or 2 seasons, watch them. A lot of stuff is revealed. Especially go back and grab the movie that had Gwyneth Paltrow and Kate Winslet in it. Soderbergh did it. And actually, I worked on that film. It's called Contagion. I remember a lot of us were kind of laughing. They go, yep, we were wondering Okay, this is a test run to see how people are going to react when they release the movie. Then they're going to watch social media and see what people have to say. Oh, like, is this reality? Is this Memorex or the real deal? And according to people's reactions, that's how they were able to control people here, starting in 2020. Start looking around. Start watching old movies. You might have to poke around some obscure streaming channels, because we know that the main pay-per-use streaming channels they play by the official rule book for indoctrination. Oh yeah, speaking of indoctrination, something I saw. Charles is acting like Neville Chamberlain. He's talking about stuff, and he refers to the people who are being affected by events. Keeps talking about the people, but he's not naming names. It's kind of like how Neville Chamberlain came back to the UK from Germany waving his piece of paper, and what was that, 39? And then September of 39, all hell broke loose, literally. So go back to some of the old political things during the 1930s, England versus Germany, and you're going to see history repeating itself. Charles is kind of doing the same stuff all over again that Neville Chamberlain did. So not a good thing. Not a good thing. And what else? Oh, let's see. Pregnancy rumors. Talk to the tailors and the seamstresses. I mean, my grandmother and great-grandmother were both tailors, and they used to say they knew my mom was pregnant before she did because they were making a dress for her, and a good seamstress, dressmaker, they can tell before a rabbit dies, before the pregnancy test can be accurate, because that is how quickly a woman's body changes. And so a good seamstress can tell a woman that she's pregnant before she even realizes it. And because of that, Rachel's body, some things that should have changed didn't. And out there, somebody was talking to me, and especially when I was watching that interview last year with Oprah and stuff, a couple of years ago, with Oprah, I kept seeing like production crew, like intern level college students who are doing it just to get college credit so they get something on their resume. A lot of stuff was filmed with their own personal cell phones. I mean, they turn in a dummy cell phone, but they would have another one that was older that could still record video. And they caught the fake bump. It's out there. It's with college kids, and this is what I'm seeing. It's being privately circulated. What is it? I might have to get another second desktop, laptop, whatever, and go searching in dark places for that video. But it's out there, and I'm seeing it's on a dark platform. So if anybody has a secondary laptop that they use that for and go use a public Wi-Fi server, hey, let me know. My email address is down there, so let me know. I would love to see the footage. As for the other thing, Andrew is the one who found out about the AQ people's plans, because Henry referred to people like pieces to a board game. Andrew has friends in the right places. And he never left the military. He's working I keep saying this, and everybody's like, no, but he is. He's still working for another agency. And that's why Charles is like, okay, let's keep him out of the big in-your-face events. But so this way it's like, I'm thinking James Bond all the time. Every time I see Andrew, I'm like, I don't know if he drinks martinis, but a Guinness maybe. Yeah, Andrew is basically, he's Mr. James Bond, and that's why he's divorced from Sarah, so that way they can't use that as leverage against him. It's all been planned out. People knew about this. Sarah knew about this. That's why she stayed good friends with the Queen all these years. She was never really kicked out. They played their parts perfectly. Now, like I said, if you have questions, comments, the red boots in the corner, that's how you can subscribe to me. I don't know if people are clicking in, clicking out. I guess you got to watch through my entire videos to find everything, because once I start talking about and going through my notes, I'll be bouncing back and forth. I'll get flashes of stuff, and I just spit it out. So, yeah, Charles is playing, he's using the Neville Chamberlain playbook when it comes to the blue and yellow flag situation. Let's see. Yeah, people need to find the security footage of that train. Point of origin of the train, and who and how they loaded those train cars that went boom, boom. We do need to find that out. And yeah, it's all this happening. Pete Buttigieg, I think he's going to be turning in his resignation within a very short time, because his reaction to this and response time and the lack of FEMA and this and that is inexcusable. So a lot of government secretaries of different departments are this is their downfall. So maybe this was pre-planned to start taking down the people sitting in Washington right now. Okay, this is getting kind of long. It's going to take hours to upload. So go ahead, comment below. If you want a reading, send me an email. Because I'm not monetized yet, and it's going to take a while because they're playing with my numbers. I do have a tip jar. And next week on the 25th will be the live video. Please go into the community section and pick out what time frame. So Monday, I will announce what time everything will be. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you Monday. Bye-bye.